we are heading up to the fish hatchery right now. We were fishing this morning and just pulled one out of the hole and got a call right after I was done. We're going up to meet Ray Young and I think another fellow named Chuck Murray. They are with the Pennsylvania Fish Commission. And hang on, we going left or right here, boy? Right. And we are going up and watching culture fish, the steelhead. They have some fish that they are doing right now. That's why we're in a hurry. They're only going to do it for about another 45 minutes or so, they said. And they said if we can get there, we can get a little video of it. Hopefully we'll get there in time and you guys might get to see it from TomBob Outdoors. Give you a little bit of information on how this steelhead fishing works up here in Erie.
Walking on the wild side, wide open every time, letting it fly. You can find me high on the mountaintop, floating down a river rock, living for the ride. If you really want room to run, I'll show you where to get it done. Step off the back porch, jump across the fence, don't let the barbed wire catch you in the pants. I'll be waiting in the bottom by the TomBob Creek. Come on, take a walk on the wild side.
We are heading into the fish culture building right now, I think. I'm hoping they are waiting for us. I see some fish runs over there as we're walking in. I'm not sure how they do this. We hope to get the whole thing on video or parts of it so you can see it for yourself. I know we had to take all our fishing stuff off because for parasite reasons and things like that, so. Hi, I'm John Huffman. Was that you trying to call me? The phone was in my truck. They said it's ringing. How you doing? John Huffman. How you doing, John? TomBob Outdoors. Nice to meet you. Matt Nicholas.
Hi, Matt. Yep, nice to meet you.
My nickname's Hog, so if he says Hog, that's what you'll hear. All right. Is there anything we have to do?
Yeah. Need to disinfect your boots.
Okay.
Before you can go down there. We don't want to track any kind of viruses from other water. You know, ramp up our biosecurity program to make sure things are disinfected and that we don't transmit any diseases or viruses from, from Lake Erie or from the Lake Erie water.
Help me out. Help me out. What's VHS?
Hold on. Viral hemorrhagic septicemia. Chuck Murray's our biologist for the Great Lakes program, and he can fill you in on a lot of the details on the program.
Now these holding ponds, how do you get your fish to here? Do they catch them or do they with nets?
Yeah, we capture them with nets down at Trout Run, right, in the nursery waters.
Yep.
And we haul them up on tanks of water that are mounted on these trailers.
All right.
And we bring the males and the females up here. And today we're actually spawning them, going through and taking the eggs and the sperm out of them.
Right.
So that's how it started.
Now, we caught some fish today, and the eggs were coming out of them, so a female, and but there's still some that are totally solid.
Yeah, some that are still green.
Are they?
Yeah, they don't all ripen at the same time.
The difference in age, like age of the fish,
well, possibly, or just the individual development of that fish. You know, just like some humans, develop earlier than others. Right. Some fish ripen sooner. Right. Than others, so.
I suppose males are like all males; they're ready all the time.
For most of the time, yes. And they, we spawn them throughout quite a long period of time. We start capturing adult fish in early November.
Right.
And then we spawn about every 2 weeks through mid to late November, in through December, January, and even into early February. And the idea of that is hopefully so that we'll have fish that return at different times throughout a longer time period, which provides a much longer fishing opportunity for the anglers.
Well, it's working because we were doing okay today.
Oh, good. We're happy to hear
hopefully
that.
We'll get back down. So what do we got going on? I see a fish in the bucket.
Males, females.
Yep.
All right.
We take them
Is this a mixing tank?
No, this is an anesthetic.
Okay.
That we put the fish in to knock them out. It relaxes them so that.
What are we doing here? I just saw.
He's checking.
We're looking for eggs. All right. It's ready.
See, that one's ripe.
All right.
Throw her in there. The green fish go back into the pen. Maybe we can use them next week.
That's green?
Yep.
All right. Just a little liquid comes out. That's green.
Yep, and they're solid, like you were talking about some of the fish that you handled this morning.
Right.
They're solid. The ones that are ripe are much softer inside. The eggs have loosened up from the skein and they're ready to start.
There's a good one. Well, you don't have to push them too far then, huh? Just touch your belly.
When they're ripe, they come up.
Yep, that's what happened. That's what happened to us today. We just touched her and they started pouring out. Now, how about males? Does the semen or whatever you want to call it pour out too as soon as sperm, as soon as
it does. If they're real ripe and you pick them up, some of them just starts flowing.
All right.
Usually you have to squeeze them slightly.
Yeah. So we got 4 in here ready to go, right?
There you go. Yep.
Where do we go from here?
Visit shop.TomBobOutdoors.com for the best deals on all of your favorite TomBob Outdoors products. Check out everything from the TomBob lure with scent fusion technology to CTX and ITX projectiles, TomBob and CMT logo wear, and even the TomBob earrings. All this at one convenient location, shop.TomBobOutdoors.com. And don't forget to watch Friends in Wild Places Adventure Series on your favorite cable network.
From medical industry projects to the home project, powder metal affects literally every area of your life. It also affects the adrenaline projects. We supply the component part. You bring it to life. Continuous metal technology.
The Keystone Elk Country Alliance, combining an entertaining and educational experience with family fun. The leader in conservation education, improving habitat projects for elk and other wildlife in Pennsylvania's elk country. In the heart of the Pennsylvania wilds, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, located at the Elk Country Visitor Center. To learn more, visit experienceelkcountry.com.
Our father started delivering heating oil to local Pennsylvania farmers and lumber yards in 1959. For 53 years, we've been family owned and operated. We've added a couple of trucks since then, a few more products to our line, but we're still committed to the same ideals that got us here. Commitment to family, community, and providing you with a quality product, on-time delivery, and customer service that is second to none. W.G. Satterley & Sons.
Welcome back to Friends in Wild Places. Let's catch up with Hog Hoffman as he continues to learn about steelhead hatching from the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission.
Where do we go from here?
Pat takes samples of all the ovarian fluid and all the sperm from each individual fish. The test tubes are numbered, so each lot of fish is assigned a number, and those are tracked throughout the time that we spawn them, clear through till they hatch and start to grow. Those samples will go to the Penn State Diagnostic Lab to be checked for different viruses and diseases. Once we get the results that those are negative and have no diseases, then we keep all those eggs and combine them. If any of them test positive, they're discarded at that point. The last 4 years, I don't think we've had any that have tested positive. So
that's great.
Our biosecurity program is definitely helping.
Now, how many eggs, roughly, I mean it's a guess, but how many eggs do you get out of one female, do you think?
You get about 4,000 out of a good female.
4,000.
Yeah.
Out of the 4,000, is there a statistic of how many hatch?
Well, hopefully, if they eye up at a good percentage, say 85 or 90%, that's really good.
Eye up.
They start to develop the eye in the egg first. That's what you can see.
Okay.
You actually see 2 little dark spots in there, and they're considered eyed at that point.
Okay.
So if we get an eye up percentage of 85, 90%, that's really good.
Wow, that's good.
And then when they hatch, if you get there again, if you get 85-90% hatch out of that, then you're getting a pretty
3,000
good
out of
pretty
4,000
good production, yeah, to start with.
Nice.
So, yep. What we do first, they're going to take the samples of the ovarian fluid from these females. He just squirts a few milliliters of ovarian fluid in there. Pat also checks the egg quality to make sure they're not spotted and then the eggs are spawned into a colander. The excess ovarian fluid drains off through the colander. We use 5 females and 3 males in a lot. We call that one family, one lot. And there again, that's assigned a number.
Now these fish, will they stay alive?
Oh yeah.
We're not hurt.
No.
We're not hurting them.
No, they're just in an anesthetic, just like you would have if you were having surgery. And then we throw them back in fresh water. In a couple minutes, they recover and they're fine. Steelhead spawn a couple times. They may return another year or two to spawn. The old coho salmon that we used to raise, they were terminal spawners. They would only spawn one time and die. So the nice thing with the steelhead being multiple spawners, you get another year class or 2 of eggs out of that female, plus you have that fish available for the fishermen to catch over a longer period of time rather than coming in one time and die.
Right.
Like the salmon.
So we have, what are we thinking, 8,000 eggs in there right there? 2 fish?
At that point, yeah, close to it. Now we'll take a male. The same thing with the male. He goes over and takes a sperm sample into the test tube that gets sent to the laboratory. And you just squirt that male. You're in the light there.
Oh, sorry. And that'll do the job?
That'll do the job. That sperm just mixes through the eggs.
You know, I used to like work. I used to like it a lot. But now, working with TomBob Lures, I absolutely love it.
We'll be right back. TomBob Outdoors. Stay tuned for more fishing.
From medical industry projects to the home project, powder metal affects literally every area of your life. It also affects the adrenaline projects. We supply the component part. You bring it to life. Continuous metal technology.
Gear up for another trophy hunting season with help from your friends at Roof Farm and Supply. Handguns, long guns, shotguns, muzzle loaders. You'll find them here new, or we also trade, buy, and sell used guns. Still can't find what you're looking for? Our staff will work with you to special order anything you need. We offer on-site gun repairs, gunsmithing, scope mounting, and hot bluing as well. Roof Farm and Supply carries top quality gun safes by Superior and Champion, and we'll deliver them to your door. Roof Farm and Supply. We're worth the drive.
Introducing the most unique fishing lure on the market today, the TomBob lure with Scent Fusion. What is Scent Fusion? Well, it's a proprietary process in which we infuse every microscopic pore of the lure with a fish attractant that makes it smell and taste just like live bait. This lure stinks. What does it look like? Success. You need this in your tackle box. Time after time, cast after cast. TomBob Outdoors. Check us out on the web at tomboboutdoors.com.
The Keystone Elk Country Alliance, combining an entertaining and educational experience with family fun. The leader in conservation education, improving habitat projects for elk and other wildlife in Pennsylvania's elk country. In the heart of the Pennsylvania wilds, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, located at the Elk Country Visitor Center. To learn more, visit experienceelkcountry.com.
Welcome back to TomBob Outdoors. We join posse member Hog Hoffman as he continues to learn about steelhead eggs and how they hatch. Stay tuned. You're watching Friends in Wild Places.
And then an iodine solution is added to those for the eggs to water harden in that iodine solution so that they're completely disinfected. Then these eggs will be transferred to the Tionesta hatchery. They have a big hatch house there with a lot of capability to hatch the eggs, and they'll hatch them there.
How long from today, we just cultured them, how long before we have a fry?
About 30 days.
Are they called fry?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
30 days?
Yep. Yeah, they're sack fry when they first hatch.
Okay.
They actually have a yolk sac attached to them, and that actually holds them down on the bottom. And they don't eat at that point. Their jaws aren't quite developed to the point where they can feed, so they actually live off that yolk sac for a period of time until they absorb that yolk sac. At that point, their mouth and jaws are developed to where they can start to eat solid food, and then they start feeding on their own. So
and
at that point, once that yolk sac absorbs, then the fish has the ability to swim up. He's not held down like an anchor,
right,
like when he had that yolk sac on.
Right. And
at that point, they're considered swim-up fry.
And what do we feed them when we start that?
It's just a really small,
meal,
fine,
like a meal?
Powdered meal type feed, yeah.
Nice. And then
a lot of different vitamins and things in it.
How long till they hit the cricks again?
At about 14 months.
14 months. Mm-hmm. So you keep them in your water for 14 months.
Approximately, yeah.
And how big are they when they get to that? 6
They're
inches?
About 6.5 to 7.
Yeah, and you put them in the spring?
We do.
If you come up here September, October through February, I would say any creek, whatever you want to call it, that comes out of
any size,
Lake Erie of any size, probably has steelhead in them. If you find them, you are going to have some fun. I'll guarantee you that. You can use any kind of bait you want. A lot of people use the skein, which is the eggs before they are singled. They are a row of all the eggs.
Still in a clump.
Yeah, and you cut them with scissors and put big chunks on. We were doing it today. And then, but you can catch them on minnows, night crawlers, salmon eggs, anything you want. The skein gets a little stinky and stuff if you use it all day. All right, now, when at 14 months they go into the river, when do they usually start back out? I mean, they go into the river and out to the lake, right?
Well, they spend about 2 years out there, and then they come back as 3-year-olds.
Okay. And
that's the average age that we're spawning. There are probably some 4- and 5-year-olds, but the bulk of them are probably 3-year-olds.
Right. And like average size when they come back at 3 years old, 2 foot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus.
Yeah. They're nice fish. I know that. They're fun to catch and you get into them all day.
Well, let me introduce you to Chuck Murray, our biologist that works with the Lake Erie program. He can answer some more technical questions for you.
Hi, Chuck. Hoggy Huffman from TomBob Outdoors. I'm here with Chuck Murray now. Maybe you can enlighten us a little bit more about all these steelhead.
This is basically the crux of the operation. This is what keeps the fishery going in Pennsylvania. Ray might have told you the stocking objective on an annual basis is 1 million smolt per year. There's also, it's supplemented by some local sportsmen's groups who also do some stocking, but we really wouldn't have this fishery without this production facility and the dedication of the hatchery staff to doing this.
Now, I see when you don't buy skein, you donate at the bait shops and they give you skein. Does that go to fish?
It helps support the cooperative nursery program.
Right.
Yeah, it's illegal to sell fish parts
right.
and eggs are considered part of that. So what they do is when they process the fish at the local bait shop, they retain those eggs and then they sell them to the anglers to use as bait, and that money's collected and then distributed to the local sportsmen's groups, the Sons of Lake Erie, 3CU Cooperative Nursery, and Wesleyville Conservation Club.
Okay, Chuck, I know that there's a lot of fish you stock, and we're watching you do this, but what about reproduction, natural reproduction on the creek? How does that, do we have much of that?
Not in Pennsylvania, not even really in Lake Erie. The thing, especially with Pennsylvania, is the nature of our tributaries. They're very small relative to larger stable flow streams and some of the other Great Lakes. So we do have fish that come in and they spawn and they lay eggs, and many times those eggs will hatch and we'll have young fish, but they usually don't survive the summer temperatures, so that's usually the bottleneck. Total contribution from natural reproduction is probably less than 5% on an annual basis. So again, without the hatchery end of it, we really wouldn't have the fishery that we have here in Pennsylvania.
Right. I thought I read something about the rock formation isn't as good in the creeks around here as in other areas.
Yeah, shale bottom is not conducive to salmonid reproduction. You like a gravel base. We do have gravel base. Actually, we probably have a number of tributaries that can produce some wild fish, notably Raccoon Creek, Crooked Creek, probably Trout Run, and maybe Godfrey Run. Not only do they have the right substrate, they also have they're considered cold water streams, especially compared to the other tributaries like Elk and Walnut. Recently, we've seen maybe some declines in the fishery. Catch rates are not what they were in the mid-2000s. We've heard anglers voice their concerns, but it's not unique to Pennsylvania. Anglers in Ohio and New York are also seeing declines in catch rates. So that's making us think that this is probably an ecosystem-related phenomena.
The Keystone Elk Country Alliance, combining an entertaining and educational experience with family fun. The leader in conservation education, improving habitat projects for elk and other wildlife in Pennsylvania's elk country. In the heart of the Pennsylvania wilds, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, located at the Elk Country Visitor Center. To learn more, visit experienceelkcountry.com.
From medical industry projects to the home project, powder metal affects literally every area of your life. It also affects the adrenaline projects. We supply the component part. You bring it to life. Continuous metal technology.
Oh, people at Continuous Metal Technology.
Yo, working with the folks at Ballistic Products.
They do all kinds of checks to make sure ITX is the best product.
And then they rely on us to do the final check.
Trick Shot Penetrating Lubricant. It does the trick. Unlocks seized parts. Breaks rust loose. Lubricates and protects metals. Fights corrosion. Removes adhesives and grime. Non-flammable, non-toxic, and 100% biodegradable. Visit itdoesthetrick.com for more information or check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Proudly made in the USA.
The action never stops with TomBob Outdoors, friends of wild places.
Two things we know. There's a lot more walleye the last few years than there had been in the last 30 years in Lake Erie, so smoke predation is probably up. And the other thing is the sea lamprey population, which do parasitize adult steelhead and other trout and salmon. That population is up as well. So those are probably two of the contributing factors to seeing the decline in the steelhead fishery. Now, we're still seeing good catches. The guys are having double-digit days, but I would say the catch rate's probably half at what it was at its peak maybe 5 years ago. So I don't know that, again, mid-2000s, that was an anomaly as well. I think our catch rates at that time were about 0.64 fish per hour. Based on recent surveys done in New York last year, the catch rate was about 0.3, so it's about half of that. So we'd like a catch rate of about 0.5 fish per hour. That's our average. So I think you're going to see it increase as the walleye population declines and we get the sea lamprey population under control. So.
Well, that's good. I mean, not that I don't like catching walleye too, but
right. Well,
you come up here and you get into these steelhead. I'm telling you, it's something that if you haven't ever done it, you got to get up here And I mean, you get up here, it's an experience. As soon as you get one, you're coming back. I believe that, because when I got my first one, I'm still coming back.
Well, they average about 23 inches and 5 pounds. And
yeah.
There's not too many places you can go and catch a 5-pound rainbow trout.
I mean, you can't go places and pay money to do this and get better fishing when it's on. So,
yeah, it's definitely a trophy fishery. It's a destination for many people, not only from the Commonwealth, but also outside of the state as well.
Right, right. Well, Chuck, I'd like to thank you.
Yep.
And Ray, I'd like to thank you too for having us today.
You're welcome.
Sure is.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I am glad that I got a hold of you guys, and hopefully we might be able to enlighten people on what goes on up here. And I appreciate that we got to see it, because I've never saw it, and I'm impressed with the whole thing.
Well, that's good.
Hope we can go down and get a couple more now.
Good luck to you.
So,
good luck.
Stay tuned. You're watching TomBob Outdoors, friends in wild places.
Well, here we are, opening day of steelhead season.
We got our pockets full of ITX.
Yeah, that's it. And we're going to get some bait, and hopefully we can catch a few fish.
You can use bait. I'm going to use that lure.
All right.
The TomBob lure.
We are fishing the Elk Creek in Erie, PA. Well, actually, we're in Girard. For steelhead, it's December 12th. It's about 29 degrees, so hoping that sun comes up a little higher, starts warming the holes. Maybe the fish turn on. Butchie there got 3 so far, showing us up pretty bad. But day's early. We ain't working, so we don't care. Hooked up with the first one of the day for me. Moved up to some little bit of lower water and clearer. We were in some deeper water earlier, and Butch got a couple, but got to this hole. Cody missed one, I missed one, and now I just hooked up, so hopefully we can get him to the bank. He ain't budging. Sooner or later he'll start over. There he is.
Job, Hawks.
Thanks, man.
Watch out. Okay.
I see it.
Got him?
Yeah. Thanks, Code.
Kipper.
Nat. Cody Cribbs on the net. Augie Huffman here on the pole. First one of the day. I tell you, you get up here to Erie in the fall of the year, from September till March, you got a chance at getting at these. Take a couple hours and just try it. If you get one, it'll be worth it. If not, you still get to spend a day, a couple hours fishing.